Join me in the invocation this morning. Heavenly Father, we're thankful as always to be here to deliberate the county's business, and we pray that you'd help us to be good stewards and to make wise choices, to be a blessing to our communities and our citizens. Lord, thank you for all that you do for us. We're especially grateful for this Easter season and for the sacrifice that you made for us. Very thankful for what you did. Lord, we pray for all those around us that are sick or hurting and need your healing touch. We just ask you to minister to them even now. We do pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. And join me in the pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Our first item here under our announcements is the proclamation declaring the month of April 2023 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Harrison County. I believe this was brought to us by Madison Hood from the DA's office. Reed, do you want to speak about this or anything? Are you prepared to? Or?
Not really, Judge. I was really here for the Martin House, but just so everyone's aware that April is Child Sexual Abuse Awareness Month. Annually, the court does make the proclamation. There will be a presentation, I think
Friday at noon.
it's a Friday at noon, and so I just asked everybody to come out and
Sure.
show your support, and just to give cause. It won't take long, but it's always nice. Madison always does a good job putting on the presentation.
So that'll be this Friday at noon on the north side of the courthouse. You all are, of course, invited to, we'll actually read this proclamation. I think that doesn't require, yep. So we'll declare April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month for Harrison County. And then next on our, under announcements is a presentation by Ms. Roxanne Stevenson regarding the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center. Good morning, Ms. Stevenson.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
And guys, you might, let me just tell you, Ms. Stevenson brought you a folder. So you might take that folder, and we may go sit out there so we can see the screen.
Wonderful.
John, come on there. Yeah.
I feel like I should turn this way so I'm not. No. Well, thank you, Judge and Commissioners. I'm honored to be here representing the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center. I've got a couple of board members with me as well, Reed McCain, as you all know, and Jack Post. We also here are representing the thousands of child abuse survivors we've helped since we opened our doors in 2009, and we want to share our vision for helping even more children in the decades to come. For those who are not familiar with the Martin House CAC, we have two primary purposes. First, reduce trauma to child victims of sexual or physical abuse by providing comprehensive support services, such as forensic interviews, advocacy support, mental health counseling, medical exams, accompanying children to court when they have to testify against their abuser, and referring them to other services in the community if we can't provide them at our center. And then second, we want to facilitate a collaborative, multidisciplinary team response to improve abuse investigations and prosecutions. So for investigators and prosecutors, the Martin House CAC provides those forensic interviews where we're talking to children on their behalf, so that children are being interviewed one time by one specially trained interviewer, rather than being bounced around to the different agencies and talking to multiple people. We provide case coordination services so that we can relieve our partner agencies from some of the administrative steps associated with getting children's services. We host monthly case review multidisciplinary team meetings where we're talking about the most urgent cases to make sure that cases aren't inadvertently slipping through the cracks. We track cases through final disposition. And then we also offer specialized training to our partner agencies, because investigating crimes against children cannot be handled the same way as crimes against adults. This diagram illustrates how CACs bring these separate agencies together: law enforcement, child protective services, prosecution, mental health, and medical professionals into one multidisciplinary team. When children's advocacy centers are at the core of this wheel, it stabilizes it so that, metaphorically, the wheel can turn more effectively, which optimizes healing and justice for children. There is no doubt that strong multidisciplinary teams committed to working together are better equipped to hold perpetrators accountable for their horrendous crimes against children. I think we can all agree that long prison sentences bring a certain satisfaction and relief in knowing that abusers may never harm another child again. For survivors, though, the journey to healing is often long and complex, even after abuse ends. If children don't receive professional trauma-informed care, unresolved depression, self-harming behaviors, anxiety, or anger management issues can lead to poor physical health, reduced education and career opportunities, and financial instability in adulthood. For our communities, the economic impact associated with abuse is substantial and rivals other public health problems such as diabetes or heart disease. Healing the mental and emotional wounds of abuse requires that we instill positive coping skills and empower children with the realization that what happened to them is not their fault and does not determine their future. As one teen wrote during graduation from our therapy program, "I won't let the pain turn my heart into something ugly. I will show you that surviving can be beautiful." Our impact report for last fiscal year, which runs September 1st to August 31st, shows that we provided almost 1,000 services for children from our Longview and Marshall offices. 305 children received at least one service came from Harrison County. Of those 974 children that came through our doors, 581 received a forensic interview. 673 families received at least one advocacy or support service at our center. 37 children received sexual assault exams. 13 came from Harrison County last year. Counseling is probably one of the most healing services that we provide. 144 children received special trauma-focused counseling, and out of those 144 children received over 1,200 counseling sessions, 412 in Harrison County. We also provide counseling for some of our adult caregivers so that they can better care for their own children. This is a picture of our main office in Longview. We currently operate out of these two what was once residential duplexes that are about 4,000 square feet. We've repurposed it into our offices so that what were once residential living rooms and bedrooms are now our offices. We have a staff of 13 right now, plus a facility dog named Rainey that can go to court when children have to testify against their abuser. This is a picture of our medical exam room at our Longview facility so that not all children have to go to the emergency room of the hospital and wait for hours before they can get a sexual assault exam. We have 2 family waiting areas, one for families coming for forensic interviews, one coming back for therapy. This is our therapy waiting room in our Longview office. We repurposed where a washer and dryer once was to be a mini break room for our employees. And we turned a 2-car garage into our meeting room where we hold our case review meetings for Gregg County, board meetings, team trainings. So why is it important that I'm talking to you about our future, especially when we're considering building a new facility in Longview? Well, the duplexes that we have in Longview and our satellite office here in Marshall in the Carlisle building, they offer a private, comfortable setting for families to come for services, but the number of families that we can help in a day is limited due to our lack of space and the inability for us to meet privately with multiple clients, investigators, or visitors. And we are no longer content to help children and families only after abuse has occurred and been reported. To truly make a difference in children's lives requires a bold vision, a community-wide investment, and innovative programs to eradicate child sexual abuse before it starts. And that is our vision. Accomplishing this mission will take years and requires resources we don't currently have, but we'll get there. Because fortunately what we do have is a dedicated board of directors made up of members from Gregg and Harrison County who are committed to improving the abuse response, intervention, and prevention services that we provide. The board has established a committee to begin exploring what we need to increase our infrastructure and operational resources. A local engineering and architecture firm has developed these preliminary designs, and a generous benefactor is in the process of donating land for us to build a new facility in Longview, next to where we're currently located. So again, why is this important for Harrison County residents to also hear about these plans and hopefully support our growth? Is because some of our families come from Hallsville to the Longview office. Some of them live on the east side of Longview, which is in Harrison County. Some of the services that we will provide will probably only be available in Longview, such as our sexual exams. Finding qualified sexual assault exam nurses is like finding a needle in a haystack. They're few and far between and difficult to find and difficult to keep when we do find them. So our goal is to have a medical exam suite in our new facility and have nurses on staff or medical professionals on staff that can lay eyes on every child that comes through our doors. Maybe not examine them, but at least introduce themselves to them and, again, surround the children with a team of professionals that are there to make sure that they heal in every way. We are so grateful for Harrison County's support over the years. You have truly contributed to our ability to expand our services and help more children. I'd like to close by sharing a quote from a mother that we helped, of a child we helped a couple of years ago. She says, as cases come through your offices, you may help some children for only a few days and others a few months. Regardless of the time spent, your impact will last a lifetime. When we improve just one child's future, the ripple effect is immeasurable. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stevenson. We appreciate you coming and sharing this morning. That was very, very well done.
Thank you. Are there any questions? If so, I have my business card in those folders. Feel free to call me or email me. Thank you for your
We'll
time.
do it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
We don't have any other announcements listed. I have no public comments. Unless you guys have anything significant, special to say. If not, we do have a quorum present today. Present and voting Precinct 1 is Commissioner Hatfield, Precinct 2 is Commissioner Timmons, Sims is presiding, Precinct 3 is Commissioner Malden, Precinct 4 is Commissioner Ebarb. It is 9:15 a.m. here on the 11th day of April 2023. We're in the historic courthouse here in Marshall, Texas. We'll call our meeting to order. First item on our agenda is from our auditor. Good morning, Ms. Haynes.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. You should have a copy of the February 2023 report. Please keep in mind that these are unaudited and unadjusted financials. If you'll refer to page 1. This is the fund balances as of February 2023. We have a fund balance for the funds identified as $33,203,968. If you refer to page 2, this is a summary, pardon me, of the the general fund. As of February 2023, we have collected $15,341,217 in comparison to FY22 of $12,952,296. That's an increase of $2.4 million or 18.44%. From an expense perspective, we have issued payments of $9,390,375 in FY23 as of February. In FY22, we had issued payments of $8,572.54. $8,572,054. That's an increase of $818,000 or 9.55%. From a net perspective, we have collected almost $6 million more in revenue than what we have issued payments for FY23 in comparison to $4.4 in FY22. On page 4 is the summary of the Road and Bridge Fund. As of February 2023, we have collected $3,643.16. $3,643,016 in February 2023 versus $3,111,584. Wait, I am having a hard time this morning. My apologies. $3,111,584. That's an increase of $531,432 or 17.08%. From a expenditure perspective, we have spent $1,632,547 in comparison to $1,419,713. No, that's $15 in FY22. That's an increase of $212,000, almost $213,000. Pardon me. From a net perspective, for the Road and Bridge Fund, we have collected a little over $2 million more in revenue than what we have spent. In FY22, we had collected $1.7 million more than what we had spent. On pages 6 through 10 is a summary of FY23 in comparison to budget by department. On pages 11 through 15 is a summary by expenses in comparison to budget. And then the last page, page 16, is a summary of our debt, and of course, we have zero debt at this time. And that's all I have for the report.
Thank you, Ms. Haynes. Any questions for Ms. Haynes on our financial reports for February 2023?
Ask a question. When you look at the reports for the general fund and the balances and the percent spent and the percent remaining, is this number small with basically 7 months left to go because the money is not deposited in that fund and it's invested? Or is this telling us that we've spent 65% of the general fund in the first 6 months of the year?
This includes, let's see, $21 million for general fund. That should include investments. because that's a fund balance view. So, have we spent more, are you asking, have we spent more than
Well,
what
I'm
we?
just looking at the amount of money that's there. And the last item says the percent remaining. And that's what I'm saying, is that with 7 months to go in the fiscal year, we've spent 65% of the money in the first 5 months of the year, is what this, that's what I'm asking, is this what that's saying, or am I reading it wrong?
That's how much budget we have remaining. We have 65% of our budget remaining.
Well, now, but look at page 8, the very first one.
Page 8.
Yeah, general fund. When you look across the line items, total budget, current budget totals, all the way across to the last says percent remaining. It says 35.27. So what I'm asking is have we spent 65% of the budget in the first 5 months of the year? Is that reason because the money is not in that line item, because we've got all our money that come in December, January, and February invested?
Okay, so you are looking at page 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's revenue, so that's telling you that we have collected 65% of our revenue.
Okay.
That is revenue, that is not spent.
Okay.
So we have collected, and if you look at our ad valorem collection, as of, let's see, this is like, as of March, we are at a little over almost 90% of our ad valorem that we have collected. But what that is telling you is we only have 35% of our revenue in that category to be collected.
Okay.
Because you're looking at a revenue number, not an expense number, okay?
That's what I,
Okay,
thank you.
So next month, we'll see a big jump in that.
not necessarily, because this is strictly the general fund, the numbers that you're looking at here, it's not all funds. So.
But you mentioned the ad valorem was, what did you say it was now and at the end of
We're
March?
almost at 90% collection, a
So
little over 90% collection.
It was showing 30% here, and so if we're almost at 90, we're gonna see a great big jump, right?
But the ad valorem is all funds collected. This is just strictly general fund.
Okay,
So you still have your road and bridge fund, you still have your juvenile service fund, and our permanent improvement that aren't part of these numbers.
okay.
Well,
Now-
and a lot of the funds are the money that the state reimburses the different departments. It doesn't come in till later after it's been spent, correct? Like your juvenile and your different things. It don't come in one fell swoop. It trickles in through the year.
Now, juvenile, we are reimbursed every month. Whatever our juvenile revenue is, they just give that to us 1/12 each month.
Okay.
So, and like on, not that adult probation is part of these numbers, but like adult probation, they pay us every quarter, the first month of the quarter, every quarter. So there's some of the departments that get their money up front, whereas the other departments, like the property taxes, that's just, most of that comes in January, February timeframe. And that's why we're able to invest the way that we are, and then just pull money from our investments as money is needed. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, Ms. Haynes, on to item number 1, this is consideration and approval regarding line item transfers.
Yes, I am requesting transferring $10,121.01 between funds.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by Commissioner Hatfield, a second by Commissioner Malden. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and approval of payment of regular bills.
For payments of regular bills, the report you have is showing that we are requesting $258,225.59. Included in that is an invoice for Lee Water Supply for $820.55. Apparently sprinklers were left on, and we worked with Lee. They have agreed to split that in half. So we're actually requesting, the invoice that's included in this report is the $820, but we're only going to be paying $410. So instead of the $258, we are requesting payment for $257,815.32.
What facility was that at where sprinkler heads were left on?
The Taylor Community Center at Carnac.
Carnac? Ain't no grass up there.
I don't think it was the sprinklers, I think it was a toilet that was running.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I was told sprinklers, my apologies.
That's all right.
Ain't so sure we water department.
No. Any questions? Well, is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. On to number 3, is consideration and approval of payroll for March 31, 2023.
Motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Next up from our Road and Bridge Department, we'll have our administrative report concerning current construction and maintenance. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Commissioners, how y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all should have a bi-weekly shop report from March the 8th to April the 4th in front of you. And for the same time period, we've issued 54 road permits, so it's dropped off real low on permits. The weather system we had that moved through on Sunday, April the 2nd, has caused quite a bit of tree damage, a lot of flooding. We've had crews out night and day, staying in front of it, keeping the roads clear. And it's looking like we're gonna have a couple of nice days so we can finish picking up a lot of these trees. For most part, we just cut them and pushed them to the sides for now. There were so many down. But we're starting to pick them up, and in some areas of the county, we had 9 inches of rain in a 7-day period, so it's been a pretty good system. We still have crews on standby, and the shop is operating out of our new building, but they still had some issues on the front offices there, which they should try to correct this week. So with some good luck and good weather, we'll be moving into it next week, hopefully. And also on the Caddo Lake, it was at 171.2. It was just below an action stage, but now it's starting to recede, so everything's starting to drain off and run down. That's all I have on the administrative report.
You guys have any questions for Mr. Davis? If not, we'll move on to consideration and approvals. Number 1, consideration and approval of personnel changes for Harrison County Road and Bridge Department.
There's been one new hire since our last court meeting, and at this time we still have 4 full-time positions open and 1 part-time. And of course we have our 6 summertime temporary spots that we'll start filling.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Heard a motion by Commissioner Timmons, was it a second by Commissioner Ebarm? We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and approval of utility applications submitted to Harrison County Road and Bridge Department as follows. East Tex Telephone on Elysian Fields Cutoff, which is County Road 1400.
Yeah, this is East Tex. They're requesting permission to run a fiber optic, and it has been reviewed, and it meets all the standard specifications outlined in our utilities applications.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and action to approve an exception to the general holiday policy as outlined in the Harrison County Employee Handbook, Section 2B-6, to allow the Road and Bridge Department employees to accrue holiday time for extended hours worked during the week of Memorial Day holiday, the Emancipation Day holiday, 4th of July holiday, and the week of Labor Day holiday in order to promote the continued progress on the approved construction plan and all accrued holiday time
Yes, sir, this is the
Shall-
same request we do every year.
and all, wait, hang on, and all holiday time shall to be used no later than October 31 of the current year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the same request we do every year. You know, in the road business, it's hard to work just an 8-hour day and a 4-day work week. And they'll have to take it before October the 31st of 2023 or they'll lose it, which it just gives us a better opportunity to take advantage of the summer heat out there and get the road work done.
Yes, sir. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Malden. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 4 is consideration and approval of the 2023 road construction plan for the Road and Bridge Department.
Yes, sir, this year the construction plan, it's calling for 16.604 miles of Harrison County road crews to do, and that's with $246,000 being paid through our road damage funds. In addition to the roads that our county forces are due, the Rescue America Plan projects total 14.375 miles. And finally, we're gonna try for 38.871 miles of chip seal on our seal coat program. So the total for the 2023 construction will be 69.850 miles. And this figures, of course, depending on weather. The cost of the rescue plan projects for the county forces to rebuild, or the contractors to rebuild, is gonna be $3,311,528.04.
Is there a motion to approve our 2023 road construction plan?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? No questions, comments. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Luke.
Next up from the Sheriff's Department, we'll first hear our administrative report. Morning, Lieutenant Poindexter.
Good morning, how are y'all?
Good.
Total calls for service was 2,406. We had a total of signed cases of 47. Reports taken was 201. Harrison County Sheriff's Office arrested 103. Traffic citations issued was 29. Mental was 3. Transports, 40 transports for 9,250 miles. The civil process, legal documents received was 139, personal service was 93, indictment precept served in jail was 11, 22 tax postings, 21 postings, for a total served 147. We had 1,750 juror notices And as of April the 4th, 2023, at 9:36 a.m., our jail population was 231. Between 3-8 and 4-4 contract inmates, Marion County, we held 3, and U.S. Marshals 25, for a total of 28.
Any questions for Lieutenant Poindexter on their administrative report? I guess you're gonna go ahead and do the fire marshal's report as well, is that right?
I don't have it. From 3/1 to 3/31 is for the fire marshal. Citations was 2, inspections 17, illegal dumping cases 40. Litter picked up, fire marshal 20,000, adult probation, there was no figures reported. Willoughby was 750, and the sheriff was 1,250, for a total 22,000. For the OSSF, complaints was 12, no notice of violations or citation. Inspections were 18, utility hookups was 19. One single family permit fee, 23 at $8,280. Commercial multi-family permit 2 at $1,120. There was no subdivision review or insufficient check fee. Total money collected was $9,400.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move on to item number 1. This is consideration or approval to accept a donation from St. Mark's United Methodist Church in the amount of $50 to be used for the Harrison County Sheriff's Office K-9 program. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and approval to accept a donation from David M. Thomas in the amount of $200 to be used for Harrison County Sheriff's K-9 program. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions, comments? I'd just like to comment on both of these. We certainly appreciate donations to our Sheriff's Office K-9 program by Mr. Thomas, who's faithful every month.
Very faithful.
And also St. Mark's Methodist. A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0.
Thank y'all very much.
We don't have our maintenance department or IT in here. That brings us to purchasing. Good morning, Ms. Harkins.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Purchasing, item number 1 is consideration and action to approve the sealed bid specifications for bid number 2023-09 for corrugated steel pipe and authorization of publication for the notice of bidders. Is there a motion to approve this publication for bids?
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Ebar, a second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and action to approve the sealed bid specifications for bid number 2023-10 for the plant mixed asphalt and aggregate, and authorization of publication for the notice of bidders. Ms. Harkins, I assume you've reviewed all of these and you're happy with them and ready to put them out for bids?
Yes, sir.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and action to approve the sealed bid specifications for bid number 2023-11 for refined road oil and emulsified asphalt.
I'd like to ask to amend that to include the publication for the number 3 and number 4.
So, we'll just need that authorization for publication for the notice of bidders, the same language as up there in number 2.
Yes, sir.
Added down there on 3 and 4. So that would be item number 3 would be, the requested amendment would be consideration and action to approve the sealed bid specifications for bid number 2023-11 for refined road oil and emulsified asphalt, and authorization of publication for the notice of bidders. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 4 is consideration and action to approve the sealed bid specifications for bid number 2023-12 for corrugated polyethylene pipe with the amendment language that says, and authorization of publication for the notice of bidders. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Under new business, you may want to stay up here for this. This was a consideration and action subject to ratification in open court, the approval of the bid 2023-08, the seal coat project specifications and authorization for publication of said bid specifications. So this was simply to hurry up and get this in the newspaper, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. That way they could do it within the summer, correct? Yes.
Very good. So this is our approving the ratification for the seal coat project, for the bids for seal coat throughout the county. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item number 2 is consideration and discussion regarding the 2023 Net RMA Priority Project. That's the Northeast Texas Regional Mobility Authority Priority Project Program, with said application to be approved at a later meeting to be submitted before June 1st, 2023. It's supposed to be 23 on there. So I left this on here from last time because I wanted you guys, commissioners, and certainly Luke, y'all to be thinking about what priority projects we might have that Net RMA could help with. They're always generous, and often giving us $100,000 plus for these specific projects, something that's maybe safety related or a heavily trafficked area, something that we have that they could help with. And it says June the 1st is our deadline. Well, June is fixed to be here just shortly. We got about 6 weeks. So I'd appreciate you guys coming up with some ideas that we can go ahead and kick around and flesh out and get submitted to them soon. All right? Any questions or comments on the Net RMA request?
Is this just road and bridge only?
No, sir, they'll do any transportation related. That's train, plane, automobiles, pipelines too.
Okay. Is this for a single project, or can you, I mean?
I think it's a single project, yes, sir.
This is the same thing that's going on,
Page Road,
Page Road.
yes, sir. Same thing. They do it about every year. They ask for, and we may not get it, but we sure won't get it if we don't ask. So let's come up with something good there. Any other questions on item number 2? That's just discussion only. Item number 3 is consideration and action regarding the approval of a resolution authorizing the submittal of a 23-24 Texas CDBG application in the amount of $500,000 to Texas Department of Agriculture, committing matching funds from the Gum Springs WSC $10,000 agreement. And good morning, Caitlin and Derek,
Yes.
Mr. Todd. Happy to have you guys here representing Gum Springs. So before us, we first have this resolution authorizing the submittal of the application for this $500,000 TDA grant. you guys want to tell us about it, what's going on there?
Sure.
The project?
So this is a grant application through the Texas Department of Agriculture, and these come around every 2 years on a 2-year cycle. And unfortunately, water supply corporations are not able to apply on their own, and so that's why they've sought the sponsorship by the county. And this project is for the replacement of water mains along Gum Springs Road and Russell Road and DD Road, which are just east of the city limits of Longview. And it's going to be approximately 3,800 linear feet of 4-inch water main, 2,600 linear feet of 6-inch, and 820 linear feet of 8-inch water main. And the main issue that I think Derek can probably speak to better than I can is that the service lines in this area are 1.5 to 2-inch lines, and so this area is vastly undersized and overloaded, and so these system improvements will increase those lines to 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch water mains to serve these people.
Super.
Yes, it's the area from Redmond Road all the way down out to Gum Valley Circle. And it's one of the oldest parts of the system. And it's one of the parts that we have little more issues. So we're going to try to get the grant to replace that, where we can continue doing other things on the system.
Super.
And it's just, right now, and this is not even from new growth. This is just from growth that's been there, that we have to fix this problem. Most of the growth's happening on other sides, but this is just the older part of the system. And we're finally getting around to being able to change some stuff out and upgrade and redo, and to keep up with the state codes and the TCEQ that we have to get done.
Sure.
Ask a question, are these block grants, when they do become available, is it first come, first serve, or once you've gotten one, do you kind of go to the back of the line? Because I've had a gentleman calling me that's in my precinct, a system that needs some help, and I don't know how that works.
Sure. So, is it a water system that's one in county sponsorship? Right. So each entity is allowed one application per cycle. So this would be the one application for Harrison County. And then another application cycle will open up in 2 years. And an entity can certainly receive a grant more than one cycle in a row. Typically, there is a small scoring penalty if you have received funding in the previous cycle, but we can usually overcome that hurdle with just the strength of the application itself.
So it's basically on needs of the individual system?
Correct. It's a competitive
Can
grant.
more than one system put in an application and then they just pick one? Or
Unfortunately-
is it just one application in hope that they get it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Just one application.
I just wanted to know, because I didn't have a clue.
Right, and we're hoping that in the future that the TDA will recognize, water systems and drainage corporations as their own entities to help some of that burden for the counties to try to prioritize need. But unfortunately, we did not see that with this cycle.
So because of the scoring penalty, if you received one 2 years ago, you'd have a less chance of getting it if you're applying again. So I think our county, as well probably other counties that you may work with, often rotate through those water supply corporations throughout the county so that we're not risking the penalty and not even getting the grant at all.
That's correct.
So that every 2 years, we're looking to a different water supply to come forward with an application. Is that generally how you see it in most counties?
Generally, yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Good questions. Anything else? We're back still on item number 3. This is the consideration and action regarding the approval of a resolution authorizing the submittal of this grant application to Texas Department of Agriculture for $500,000. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Ebar. Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and action regarding the approval of a resolution designating authorized representatives in matters pertaining to the county's participation in the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program. And simply, so the county is the sponsor, and we're helping Gum Springs through this project. There's no cost to us other than our little administrative burden to help with paperwork flow, which you guys will help us with as well.
That's
But we have
correct.
to designate someone here at the county, and those two folks, those two lucky folks happen to be me and Charlene. So, that's who will be, the court is considering right now designating as the county representatives. So is there a motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Item number 5 is consideration and action regarding the approval of a memorandum of understanding between the county, Gary Traylor and Associates, and Gum Springs WSC for the administration of a 23-24 Texas CDBG project if awarded. And again, this is just simply a simple agreement that Traylor, who you work for, Caitlin, will be handling this project with Gum Springs and the county.
That is correct.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
It's every 2 years, yeah, so it doesn't. Next, item number 6, this is consideration and, excuse me, an action regarding the approval of the farm and ranch contract between Gerardo Roman and Harrison County regarding 18 acres. That's in abstract 20B of the Rogers Survey, property numbers R2412, to be exchanged for 27 acres. That's in abstract 20 of the B Rogers Survey, which is R1009-7387. This is a project, guys, that we have talked about, and if you'll flip to the end of that section, you'll see those parcels of land that are right near our airport. Currently, the county owns 27 acres that's separated by a couple of tracks from our airport. This is an exchange plus cash. For our 27 acres, we'd be trading 27 acres for 18 acres, which is closer to, in proximity to our airport, and the county would receive $18,000. I know this has been talked about several times in the past. Do you guys have any questions? The two Mr. Allens are here to help us with any questions if you do have any, but it's pretty straightforward, I think. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you, guys. We'll get this executed contract back to you shortly. All right, 2 little items left. Item number 7 is consideration and action to approve the amendment to order. This was a Commissioner's Court Order 2019-169, Exhibit 13, for the donation by, this is Dr. Jack Baldwin, to purchase a ballistic helmet and the restrictions be removed for the said purchase and the funds be reapplied to be used by Harrison County Emergency Response Team. Is there a motion to approve? We have a motion by Commissioner Ebarb, a second by Commissioner Timmons. Just a quick explanation. Dr. Baldwin had given this donation of funds to our sheriff's office to purchase a ballistic helmet. I don't think that there was a need. Maybe we got some other equipment, didn't need this. And so they're asking Dr. Baldwin to remove his restrictions so that the sheriff's office, their emergency response team, can use those funds as they see fit. You have a letter in front of you dated March 27th where Dr. Baldwin did agree to remove his restrictions on the direction of those funds. So that's all this is, just a little housekeeping. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0, and I'm not sure, well, I'm sure we did thank Dr. Baldwin back then, but we'd like to thank him again. We're very grateful for consideration of our citizens out there and their donations. Last item is consideration and action to be approved the Fuel Master Fuel Management System Agreement, that's Syntec Systems, to be effective March the 18th, 2023, and expiring March 17th, 2024. This is the fuel management agreement out at the airport. Cost us $550 per year for them to host those services. Basically, it's a credit card reader that the airplane operators can use to purchase fuel. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments?
Yeah, are they responsible for the upkeep and maintenance?
They do some of it, yes, sir. If
Some
it
of
gets,
it or all of it?
well, they'll do all of it. If it's significant more than just refreshing the software, they're gonna charge us for it. I mean, you don't get a whole bunch of service for
So this is
$550.
basically just for the software?
That's right.
The system. We own the actual reader, or they supply it along with
I'm not certain. It's been out there for years. It'd be nice to have us a new one, but, this one's still working, kinda in the, if it ain't broke,
it? Oh, yeah, I understand.
don't fix it, camp. Good questions. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. We have, you guys noticed we had one additional supplemental item on our agenda, and we'll go ahead and get to that now. This is consideration and action regarding the approval of the award of bid number 2023-07, the term contract for pharmaceuticals for Harrison County to be effective April the 11th, 2023, and terminating April 11th, 2024, with an option to renew up to a 4-year period with an approved renewal agreement by the Commissioners Court each year.
Good morning again.
Good morning again.
There's a few things that I want to note. First, Harrison County reserves the right pursuant to Section 271905 Local Government Code that the Commissioners Court may decline the lowest bid and award a contract to a local bidder whose price is within 3% of the lowest bid. The other thing is Mathewson's customer service has been outstanding throughout my time. I know that it's also been outstanding before my time. Just recently, we had a couple questions regarding our statement, and the accounts payable came to my office and sat with me to explain and answer the questions that I had. I've recently sat down with Miss Ashley Flowers with Southern Health Partners and Miss Debbie Dean with Indigent Welfare to review all the bids that were submitted. There were 5, and it is my recommendation that we consider Mathewson's.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions, comments? And I just like to echo the same thing. We hear great things, and certainly we're always happy to give our business to local folks, and appreciate you guys coming here today as well. Thank y'all.
And I'd like to thank Sadie and also Miss Dean for their outstanding work. Miss Dean, I was here when you first took over that office over there, and you've done an outstanding job.
Thank you, sir.
And the same thing for you, Sadie. We really appreciate y'all's dedication. It goes a long ways with us, and we're glad to be doing business with hometown folks. It means a lot to be able to call somebody and not have to push one for English.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
you.
Thank
We
you.
have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. That brings us to our last item. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Timmons. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. 9:59. We are adjourned.